whatever happens, do not show up to my wedding tomorrow and ruin everything. I absolutely cannot have Ivan's family know that I was raised in a poor household and have you embarrass me by mingling with them.
Are you being serious? That's got to be the worst joke you've played so far.
I am dead serious about this. His family runs an international precious gem trading network, and they rub shoulders with the highest levels of business, fashion, and politics. Many of those bigwigs are going to be at the wedding to congratulate him, and if they find out that the bride's sister is a janitor, they might call off the wedding. So I want to avoid you messing up my chance to finally get free of this life of poverty you raised me in.
But I did the best I could to raise you and give you as normal a life as possible. I raised you like my own child. How could you say something as horrible as to deny me the opportunity to see my baby sister get married?
Quit trying to act like a parent. It's gross. You didn't give birth to me, so you have no right to hang that over my head. And you raised me? All I needed you to do was shell out cash until I found a better person to fulfill my needs. So, thanks for supporting my lifestyle up till now. But that is no longer necessary.
Do you have any idea how much work it took to scrape up the cash to put you through school? What is up with your attitude now? You were always so gracious and humble when asking for and receiving money from me to support you.
Well, it was the best way to squeeze as much cash out of you as possible. Why else would I suck up to a janitor? In order to save up enough funds to put on an extravagant wedding and honeymoon to Monaco, I had to play the good little sister in distress. Finally, I'm done with that. Do you have any idea how demeaning that was for me? I should be praised for the acting and stress you made me go through.
Wait, so you really didn't need the money? All the money I sent you was for this?
I'm smart, aren't I? But even I was surprised you kept shelling out the amounts I was asking you for time and time again. Maybe I should have been an actress instead of working at this investment firm. This shows how little you know about the world, Alice. I was making decent money at my job and didn't actually need the money you sent. But with puppy dog eyes and a meek little cry for help, you blindly pushed your money my way. I almost felt bad for a moment, but it all worked out as I planned. I was able to pass myself off as a young woman from a well-to-do family that was going out into the world to make her own way. Men ate up that story, and it made bagging the best of them a piece of cake. You were an easy-to-open piggy bank that let me put on airs when I needed to impress potential suitors.
I can't believe that's the way you thought of me all this time. And here I thought things were tight for you because you just started working. So I did everything I could to support you.
You're so clueless. I didn't want to live with you anymore when I was in uni because you cramped my style. I just used the excuse that classes were tough and I couldn't spend extra time commuting from home or getting a part-time job. You unquestioningly sent me money, so I had an easy time cultivating a character of a well-to-do daughter that wanted to work for her bread. Everyone ate it up, and I then knew I could use this when I entered the workplace to make my life easier. So thanks for that.
While I'm glad you're thankful for my support, why don't you want me at your wedding? What do you mean you're embarrassed?
This is this, and that is that. But look on the bright side. Now you don't have to worry about me or take care of me at all. From here on out, I can live off my husband and his wealthy family.
I know that you said you always wanted to be a housewife growing up, and now that dream is coming true. You don't need me anymore?
Yeah, the long and short of it was that I needed your money until I achieved my goal.
So, now you're treating me bad because you don't need my money.
Treating you bad makes me look like the villain. What I really want is to cut ties with you forever and leave my past 6 feet under in an unmarked grave. Do you have any idea how bad it looks to have been raised by a sister who never even got a GED after our parents died? If his family ever found out about all those stains in my past, there'd be no way they'd allow this marriage to go through.
Are you sure they would hold that against you? Those are all situations dealt to us through no fault of our own.
You need to understand that if you want to get a man at the level of my fiancé, you need to have at least a master's degree like me. You, Alice, never finished high school. There would be no way that you'd be able to keep up in a conversation with him or his family. It would be uncomfortable for his family to talk down to your level and mortifying for me to watch it unfold as you committed faux pas after faux pas.
While that may be true, both families should meet as a matter of courtesy, right? I'm sure they would understand our situation if we told them truthfully. I chose to raise you myself when I was in high school because none of our extended family stood up to take us in. I had no choice but to quit school so I could provide for the both of us.
I know all that, but that isn't my problem. You chose to do that yourself. With or without me, you would have had to work anyways. So stop trying to act like it was a huge sacrifice on your part. Quit being so condescending by acting like a mother to me and appealing to the fact that you raised me to get your way.
Now you're going too far. I really wanted to finish school and go on to college. And now the sister I raised refuses to let me attend her wedding?
In that case, get me a 5-piece Louis Vuitton travel bag set as a wedding present, and then you can come.
Is that expensive?
If you don't know, you can't afford it. The set I want is about 12 grand, but I'll make do with the 9 grand set if it's from you. A sibling discount, if you will.
That much for some bags and suitcases? Why do you even need that much luggage for a trip?
See, you just don't understand how things work in the upper classes. Obviously, you won't be able to afford that because I've sucked so much money out of you that I wouldn't be surprised if you end up in the poorhouse. But now you're free from your parasitic daughter. Congratulations! You can go live your life without worry and try to relive your lost youth.
After hearing your attitude, I don't know why you'd expect me to dish out that much money for some bags.
I can't believe someone of my own flesh and blood would deny her own little sister's last itty-bitty selfish request before getting married. I was right to not introduce you to his family. Your priorities are so messed up that they would have died from shock.
Speaking of that, you said that they were so busy that they were unable to free up enough time to meet me, so it would be fine if we just met on the day of the wedding. Don't tell me that was a lie as well.
Give her a prize, folks. She just figured it out. Of course, it was a little fib on my part. As far as they know, you don't even exist, and I fully intend to live the rest of my life like you don't. That's why if you show up, it'll throw a wrench into my plans and miss everything I planned up.
So, if you're hiding the fact that our parents died, what did you tell him and his parents?
I just hired some actors to play the part of my parents. It was perfect. They dressed perfectly for the part and said everything to make me look the part of a wealthy socialite scientist. Isn't it amazing? You can rent anything in today's day and age. So I'm just hiring them for tomorrow's wedding as well.
I have no idea why you would go so far to cover up your own past.
It should be obvious to anyone with 2 brain cells to rub together. He comes from a family of real wealth and prestige. Do you know how embarrassing it would be if they found out my own sister didn't even graduate high school. It would be an insult to them to introduce someone like you to them. I mean, his sister works overseas as a consultant to several major industry tops. It's painful to think that we both have older sisters, but the gulf between the two is so great that they hardly seem like the same species.
Overseas, huh? Well, it's comforting to know that his family is stable and supportive, but I really think that lying to them is a bad idea.
How would they ever find out? I'll just tell them that my parents went to live overseas after we get married, so that should cover it. And for what reason would either family ever meet up again except for a wedding? Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I've thought everything out, so there's no way anything could go wrong.
Covering your tracks isn't the issue. I'm just telling you that if the truth comes out, it'll cause more trouble than just telling the truth.
I'm a smart girl. I'll figure something out if that unlikely situation comes up. Also, since I'm cutting ties with you, it's not your problem, and having you worry about me is a hassle. Hopefully, this is the last time we ever speak. So, have as good a life as you can trying to stay out of poverty.
You can't really be serious about all of this. Lucy! Lucy? Alice, long time no see. How have you been? I just flew in this afternoon and will be in town for a few days. Let's meet up. Karina, you're in town. What a pleasant surprise. Free-spirited as always, I see. I wanted to see you so bad. Me too. My brother is getting married tomorrow, so I decided I should at least show up for that. Will you be free the day after tomorrow to meet up? Congratulations! I can't believe that little crybaby's already old enough to get married. I know. The years start coming and they don't stop coming, do they? We're almost 30 ourselves. By the way, isn't your little sister not so little anymore? She must have just finished university and started working, right? Yep, and what a coincidence. She's getting married tomorrow as well. Congrats to you too. Oh, we're both gonna be so busy tomorrow with weddings. We can talk about and compare notes on them afterwards. That's what I was thinking too, but she just told me that she wants to cut ties with me completely and not to show up at her wedding tomorrow. Wait, what? That doesn't make any sense. Alice, you raised her yourself after your parents died. It was a shock to me as well. I actually just finished talking to her. I've been in a bit of a daze until you showed up. I believed that I raised and cared for her, but she thinks all I did was pay for her way where she is now, so I'm not necessary anymore. Isn't that a bit messed up? Because of what happened to you guys, you had to start working in junior high, right? Even then, she should be grateful that you paid for her way through school. Now she wants to cut ties with you? That is the most selfish thing I have ever heard. She says she's embarrassed that I never graduated high school and work as a janitor. It seems like her fiancé's family is extremely well off, and I make her look bad. So she hired some actors to play the part of her parents and planned it all out so no one would learn about me. That is unbelievable. How low is she willing to sink? So she's basically conning her fiancé and his family. Put that way, yeah. My God, that's absurd. If I were in your shoes, I'd flip my lid and kick down the doors to her wedding. You have to go tomorrow and show her what's what. She says I need to bring a 10 grand travel bag set as a gift for her if I want to make a show at her wedding. 10 grand? What the hell is she thinking? Is what I thought as well. It's not a matter of price so much as how wasteful of a purchase it is. Does anyone need 5 bags to travel anywhere?
Alice, sorry, but that's not the salient point here. I love how you always see points differently from everyone else. But why should the woman who sacrificed half her life for her need to provide such a gift?
She even went so far as to admit that she only acted innocent and vulnerable in front of me in order to get me to send her money. Can you believe that? Thinking back on it now, it just seems more and more ridiculous for me to hold any familial love for her, seeing as she was just using me.
What she's done is absolutely unacceptable. Alice, you have to go to the wedding tomorrow and confront her. If she really wants to cut ties with you, make sure it happens face to face in front of witnesses.
I don't know. After weathering all she said, I don't know if I ever want to see her face again. Just imagining her face right now fills me with sadness, anger, nostalgia, and tons of other conflicting emotions. If things are going to end between us, I want it to be clean and know it's what she really wants. That'll be my last gift to her.
And after that, meet up with me and we'll drink our problems away for at least one night. If it weren't for my own brother's wedding, I'd have flown in just to give your sister a piece of my mind and the back of my hand. Sorry I can't be there for you tomorrow.
It'll be fine. Don't worry about me and have fun with your family tomorrow. Would you mind telling me why you're here? I told you that I didn't want to see you here. I know, but I just wanted to see your face one last time. I know that I can't enter the hall without an invitation, so I thought that I might be able to catch you on the outside and speak with you one last time. I told you to cut it out with this mother-birding bullcrap. You brought the bags I wanted, didn't you? If you dragged your butt out here to see me, then you at least had the good sense to bring what I wanted, right? Then just leave it at the reception desk without your name and beat it. I don't want anyone to see you and draw any unnecessary attention to how similar we look. Of course I didn't bring such a ridiculous gift. Why can't I see my sister for a few minutes on her wedding day? I don't have time to deal with janitors that can't even give their own sister a small present on her wedding day. Get lost and never show your face around me again. If that's what you really want, I'll go. Yes, it is. I can finally be rid of your poverty aura and start my life out without any familial baggage. I understand who you really are now and just came to say goodbye. My bit of sisterly advice is, your lie can't last forever, so come clean before it really hurts. Yeah, whatever you say, side character A. Thank God and goodbye. Alice, where are you now? Come back here right now. And who might you be? Quit joking around. It's me, Lucy. Oh, you. Well, I deleted a person named that a couple of minutes ago from my contacts because they wanted nothing to do with me ever again. This is not the time for that. How can you treat your baby sister like that? I had a sister named Lucy, but she wanted more than anything to cut ties with me, so I decided to give that to her as her wedding present. Please! I need you here right now. I'm on my way home. What's up, stranger A? My fiance's sister is livid at me and the church is in an uproar. Is she really a friend of yours? Oh, you must be talking about Karina. Yeah, I was surprised when she called me yesterday. What are you talking about? Karina and I have been best friends since junior high, and we meet up whenever she flies back into town. We talked yesterday and she said she was in town for her brother's wedding. Who would have guessed that her brother was your fiancé? What a small world. How can this be happening to me? This can't be happening. Apparently, she saw you cursing at your phone, saying something about a sister and put two and two together.
She caught me outside just before I got in my car and we had a chat. I told her that the sister I'd raised for half my life wanted to cut ties with me, and she told me that sister was her brother's fiancé. I thought that was a bit funny.
Why would you go around telling people private matters like that?
To think that little boy would grow up and hook up with my sister. What a crazy chain of coincidences.
That's not the point! Why did you tell her what I said to you?
She's my friend, and how was I to know that she was connected to you through her brother? I was pretty surprised when I saw her at the church, no doubt. I told her what happened and she erupted like Mount Toba. She stormed off to the church saying she'd tell her parents, and I just watched her go because there's no stopping Karina when she gets an idea in her head.
And you're just going home after all that?
With a glass of champagne in my hand, yes. Things must be really heating up for you there, huh?
I locked myself in one of the basement bathrooms trying to figure a way out of this.
Oh, did all your lies blow up in your face already? I thought you had contingency plans for everything. Or maybe use your silver tongue to lure people to your way of thinking? Those two actors you hired to play your parents must be sweating bullets now.
Oh my god, what should I do? Ivan and his whole family are pissed off and looking all over for me. I heard they want to call off the whole wedding. They're raving that I'm an untrustworthy harlot, and Ivan is constantly pinging my phone.
What did you expect? Look, I told you lying was a bad idea. You ignored me, and you're now reaping what you sowed. How do you like them apples?
Well, I didn't think that I'd be found out in this way. This is all your fault. You came even though you weren't invited and blew my cover. Come back here and fix this mess. This never would have happened if it weren't for you. I only had the best of intentions and you screwed up all my plans.
Quit being a Queen Karen about all this. You were gonna be found out sooner rather than later. I was gonna hang out with Karina tomorrow anyhow, and it would have come to light then. One look at the pictures would have blown it all out of the water, and you'd be in the same mess you're in now. It's things like that that pull the curtain back on The Wizard of Oz.
Please, I am begging you to come back here and calm everyone down here. You're the only one who could convince everyone to leave me alone and get the wedding back on track. So, as my final request to you, please fix this problem.
No way, Jose. You wanted to cut ties with me, right? Well, hope you're enjoying your first day free from the tyrannical rule of your gullible sister. How could you possibly think I'd help you after you admitted to how much you took advantage of me? You cried wolf a few too many times, and now no one trusts you.
You're my sister, right? Older sisters should come to the aid of their younger sister no matter what. Your baby sister is in dire need of your help now, so get over here and save me!
I've been patient and long-suffering as your sister for long enough. I took responsibility for you when no one else would. I did the best I could to raise you to adulthood without relying on anyone else. All that time, I honestly thought you appreciated the sacrifices I made for us and worked even harder to make our lives better. You said yourself that I should go out and enjoy my life, and I decided to start that today.
Why are you so loquacious today? I have never seen you so snarky.
That would be the champagne speaking.
You're drinking and driving?
Heck no, my driver is.
Driver? You hired a car for today?
They belong to my company.
Your company let a janitor borrow a car with a driver.
It's my company.
Wait, but you're just a janitor.
Yes, I started as a janitor when I was 15 and worked till I was asked to take over the company when I was 20. I grew the company into the largest janitorial services provider in the state and sell our in-house produced cleaning goods around the world. So I have a little leeway with money.
Then why won't you help me if you're actually rich?
Because I know how hard it is to earn money. For the longest time, I hoped you wouldn't take after the rest of the family that abandoned us. But DNA is pretty hard to beat. I'm done helping you and have no intention of helping you out of this. Goodbye. So the truth was that I'd hit it big as the CEO of a fast-growing janitorial business. The frugal part of me kept me dressing in my old janitor's uniform daily and taking the bus to work every day. By the time Lucy found out I wasn't as poor as she'd thought, it was too late to rebuild the bridges she'd so joyously burned behind her. Ivan and Karina's family called off the wedding on the spot and left without looking back. Lucy's dream of being a socialite housewife was shattered at that moment, and she couldn't return to the company she'd been working at because of its connections to Ivan's family, and she'd been given a grand send-off when she announced her engagement. So, now she's scrambling to find a new job where she won't run across people that knew her in her old life. Her inability to feel gratitude to the person who took care of her in her most troubling time led to a life where she now has to struggle alone. Thank you for watching to the end. If this video made you feel just desserts were served, please leave a like. Everyone else, leave a comment. And as always, please subscribe.
Brooke, you're not seriously still working, are you? Why don't you do the responsible thing here for once and quit your job? Then I can finally get some grandchildren out of you and my son. Would you hurry up? Because I want some grandchildren before I eventually die. Along with my Peter, you need to contribute to the housework. Again, with this conversation, Sandra, you know that I have nothing to say on the matter. I don't plan on quitting my job anytime soon, so I'm sorry if that doesn't fit into your way of living. There's nothing wrong with me having a career. Now hold on just a minute there, Brooke. Do you really think this is the end of it for me? I'm sorry, what are you trying to say here? I'm making such an effort to contact you, and you're just going to let it all go and not hear me out? Do you have any sort of common sense in that brain of yours? I guess you don't, since you're always out of the house working in the first place despite being a wife to my son. This makes me completely doubt your humanity and what you should be doing for the family, which is making one. Seriously, Sandra, don't you think that you're being too old-fashioned? Whatever do you mean by that? In this day and age, it's a very normal thing for both the husband and wife to be working and sharing the housework. The things we do in this house are a little bit more unique, but if you're going to keep judging us for it, then can you just stay out of our way? We are working hard and earning money, so please don't complain about our situation. You can't say things like that to me. I'm your mother-in-law, and my opinion matters when it comes to this family. You really do have a limit to your common sense. Surely I can get rid of you just like that if you intend on speaking to me like you have, right? Please don't threaten me with those strange and scary comments. It's not going to do anyone any good. What do you even mean by getting rid of me? I mean that we don't need you in this family, and I can throw you out like garbage. Are you a non-burnable piece of waste, or would you prefer being burnt to a crisp? No. Would you quit it with your horrible jokes? They're not funny, and frankly, a crazy thing to say, Sandra. Can you blame me? You make me so angry. You'd be angry too if your darling son had a wife who was literally trash. You'll understand how I feel when you have your own children. Oh, really? Is that so? Even though I've married your son and would want to have children someday, you still won't keep your nose out of our business? I just want to live a quiet life, Sandra. What's that supposed to mean? It means what I say it means. I think it's a statement you don't need to read into very hard to understand. I'm going to leave the conversation at that, and if you want to voice your opinion, then please talk to your son about it. Since anything I try to say is just going to cause more trouble than it's worth. Isn't my son so tired from all the work he's doing? Have you given that any consideration at all? His work is not as strenuous as mine, so he's not as tired as I am. You seriously have a problem with not listening to what people are saying, don't you? I can't deal with this crap right now. I'm so angry. Would you please think about what I said for a bit and put it into action? Okay, Sandra, I understand your request, but if there's anything else, please take it up with your son. On that note, I'll leave you to it. have you not properly explained to your mother about our situation yet?
Brooke? What about?
I'm talking about our jobs, Peter. She's still indicating to me that she doesn't understand that we're both working. How much more can I explain what it is to her, and what would you be if I didn't work? You know that we wouldn't be able to live if I didn't work, right?
Brooke, can you be quiet for a second, please? There's no need to go out of your way to explain all that with my mother, okay? We're a happy married couple.
Happy? Ha ha. Is that some sort of a joke? I think I feel more stressed out than anything. If you can't earn your own money, then why don't you just do housework?
Is it okay for you to say that to me?
Huh? What do you mean? If I didn't tell you, who do I tell it to? Ha ha. I'm talking to you because it's about you, Peter.
Yeah, I'm your husband after all. If you say that sort of thing to me, wouldn't that hurt my mother's feelings?
Well, can you please try to understand the situation you're in and think about what you should do in a calm manner? I can no longer go along with this charade anymore, so please solve this dilemma immediately.
Okay, could you at least make dinner? It would really help since I've been trying to eat at home more these days than at the office.
I usually do make dinner when I finish work early. Isn't it a normal thing to make dinner for yourself if you're going to be late? Or rather, I make my part of the meal. You do realize you're not doing anything else right now?
Are you asking them to make it then? Are you serious?
Can you please try and make food tomorrow? You've been giving a lot of unnecessary stress over this. Is it okay if you could do that much at least, please?
Alright. It's just such a hassle though. I'll do it this one time since all of this can't be helped at the present. This time is an exception.
What are you even saying? Also, go to the unemployment office too. Have you both decided when you're getting a divorce? Excuse me? What's brought this on all of a sudden? You made my son the breadwinner, and you're making him do the housework as well? You know for a long time I haven't liked you at all. But knowing what you were like with my son, I absolutely loathe you. Okay, I'm confused. What has housework got to do with you loathing me? What are you so mad about, Sandra? Look, I've decided that you need to get a divorce from each other. If you don't mind getting out of our lives now, that would be great. It's only natural to find a man and get married, I understand that. But you lack so much common sense, it's not even funny. What game are you playing here, Brooke? Sandra, do you really think forcing your old school ideas onto me is going to work? By housework, do you mean tonight's dinner? Yes, that's right. My son has a wife who can do that now. He shouldn't have to. Don't you realize that you're someone's wife now? Don't you have to do what you're meant to as a loyal wife? What the heck are you trying to say, Sandra? I'm obviously not getting through to you, so I filed the divorce papers myself. You can't be serious. Oh, I'm dead serious. I'm so glad that I was able to file them for you. I made a divorce paper up for you both when you got married in case there was a serious breakdown in the marriage. When I think of it, I thought there was something weird with our legal documents. You did this and kept it from us? Now you're nothing but strangers to one another. Oh, I'm so relieved. My son has gotten a divorce from his garbage of a wife. Is that all you have to say? I really didn't think that you would go that far. As you would expect, I am quite surprised. If you make my son do all the housework as an excuse for you both working, and so you don't have to, then you're not fit to be a wife. I feel so sorry for my son, but if he has a useless wife, then she should divorce him and leave. Oh, I see. You really are an expert. Oh, I am all right. I never want to see your face around these parts ever again. This has all been a complete misunderstanding on your part, and in turn made us get divorced. But of course, that's something you do, Sandra. I will no longer go against your expectations. Anything more you're wanting to say to me, Brooke? You've completely failed as a wife since you're making your own husband cook for you. You know you're doing me a disservice with blaming me for your prehistoric ideologies. I owe you my gratitude for divorcing me from your son. Well then, I will do as you wish and get a divorce, but I think that you'll regret doing this a lot. Regret it? I highly doubt it. It would be useless to have a wife like you around. When are you gonna erase yourself from our lives? didn't I already tell you that it's okay? Your wish of me divorcing Peter has been granted, but can I just say one more thing? We worked well as a couple. Since Peter's father died, we've been thinking about how you would cope. We were planning on gifting you a 2-family-sized house. What? You were? Yes, but I can't help but tell you now what we wanted to do for you. It's no use now, even if you try to reconcile with me. We thought about you a lot, and we were going to put our plan into action. It ended up being a waste of time and effort, and now I am the only one who's working in the family, so... What the heck are you talking about, Brooke? I don't understand this at all. I said that I can't tell you, Sandra. It has to be Peter that tells you what's actually going on. What does he have to tell me? What happened? What have you done to my son? I didn't want to tell you since it's Peter's story, but he got made redundant about 6 months ago. What? He lost his job? Yep, and he's been unemployed ever since. If I were to quit my job like you told me to do, we couldn't afford the rent for our place. Hold up. So you're telling me that Peter has been unemployed for quite a while now? That's what I'm saying, Sandra. Aren't you paying attention? That's why I'm the one who's working all the time. Peter doesn't have a job, and he hardly does any housework either, so I end up being super exhausted every day. I'm relieved that you filed a divorce for us. Thank you so much for that. What? You're thanking me? But... So I'll be leaving him then. However, the place we're in is a rental, and I'm the one who parts out for the rent, so I think it would be impossible for Peter to continue living there without an income. I think you'll have to withdraw some money for him to live there. Or he can go back to living with you, so you'll need to take care of him. This has got nothing to do with me anymore. Oh, wait, Brooke, let's talk about this in more detail, okay? What else is there to talk about? I'm already done with the talking and have nothing else to say. Do you have something to add? What's going on with the 2-family-sized house that you mentioned? What do you want to know about it? Well, you were building a 2-family house for us. Whatever will I do with it? Oh, no way, Sandra. We're divorced now, right? So, of course, we've decided to not go ahead with the 2-family house, all right? Excuse me? Why the heck not? Why would I, Sandra? Why would I build a house like that for my now ex-mother-in-law when we're divorced? Your son was more or less fired from his job because he couldn't work properly, so it seems like your son can't build the house after all. So there really is no 2-family house for me at all? You should have told me about the house before. I wouldn't have filed the divorce papers. At some point, I wanted to get a divorce as well, so there was no point telling you. I still had some feelings for him, but Peter didn't like that. I wasn't quite ready then, but I am now. You're the one that wanted a divorce, and not Peter? What is it that you're getting from the conversation that we've had so far, Sandra? I have been the one working hard and earning, and I'm done, so I wanted out of this marriage. But thanks to you, I was able to get a divorce, and I am so grateful for that. You'll end up taking care of your unemployed son who's returned home to you. Do your best, Sandra. Brooke, wait, but I don't have the 2-family-sized house. You're handing my son back to me? That's correct. I haven't heard of this from my son, though. Why would you do something like this? Shouldn't you have explained this to me properly beforehand? You need to be held accountable for all of this. How dare you not explain this to me, Brooke? I don't get what you're saying, Sandra. How many times do you think I told your son to tell you about what's going on? By the way, I'm the one that kept telling him to talk to his own mother. But the reason why I didn't do anything was because it was a problem between the two of you. Do you get what I'm saying? He didn't know how to even make food for dinner, so he must have asked you for help. He didn't help me at all. I was so frustrated just because of all those little things, and now I'm divorced. It seems like you were the one who had trouble letting us get divorced, didn't you? I had no clue about that, so I can't help what happened. Come on now, Brooke, that's enough of this nonsense. Let's not argue over all these strange things that have occurred. Why don't we just forget about this and you can make up with Peter? Please, have a long and happy life with him. I don't think we're on the same page, Sandra. I'm not happy anymore, so I prefer being divorced from him. Besides, I don't like having you for a crazy mother-in-law. You were the one that made us get divorced without our permission, remember? I'll call the courthouse and get it removed. Everything will be just fine. Just get back with my son, please. Let me tell you, Sandra, I have no intention of fixing this. Even if you try to rip up the divorce papers, I will get a lawyer and a divorce will be finalized. You're going to go to that extreme? There's no need for you to do that. Thanks to you, Sandra, I finally realized that I wanted a divorce this whole time. I'm tired of dealing with scumbags and miserable old hags in my life. What? Who are you talking about? Oh, forget it. It doesn't matter anymore. Well, not to me anyways. And with that, I bid you farewell, Sandra. Good luck living with your downright poor son. You're gonna need it. Enjoy your lives together. In the end, it was Sandra who was the cause of Brooke and Peter getting a divorce. Peter resents his mother for finalizing his divorce from his wife. Despite being unemployed and having a bossy attitude, he lives at his mother's house. Because of Sandra, he was divorced. It seems like Peter told his mother to work since none of them had a job. Sandra had no choice but to earn a living so she could pay for her son. It seems that she will face the worst of old age since she has the added stress of working. It seems that for the time being, they can't see a bright future ahead of them.
Hello, I was wondering if this is the correct number for customer service?
Yes, this is Customer Service Center. How may I help you today?
Well, I'd like to report an incident that happened to me. I walked into one of your hotels and was assaulted by one of your employees, and I just want to say that that behavior is completely unacceptable.
One of our employees assaulted you? I see. Would you mind telling me a bit more about this incident so that I can begin to make a report about it?
Well, it was really windy and rainy outside, and it was getting way too dangerous to drive, so anyway, I pulled over and walked to the hotel and ran inside for some cover. And then someone calling themselves the manager ran up to me and told me that I didn't belong in the hotel and called me poor. He ran right up to me and hit me in the face and threw me out into the pouring rain.
I see. I was wondering what this might have been about. But now I see that you're just that no-good poor person from earlier.
Wait a second, are you the manager that hit me?
I am. Although I'm currently sitting in for the person that is usually manning the customer service hotline. But to think that I would happen to be working here when a deluded madman such as yourself would try to contact us? Are you an escapee from a mental hospital or something? Do I need to call your handler?
Excuse me? What is the matter with you? What makes you think that you can talk to me this way?
Listen here, you little street urchin. Why don't you learn some respect and call me by my name? Or did you not read it before I kicked you out? Well, allow me to jog your memory. The name is Tim. Although I suppose I can't really ask a poor person to even take notice of something like a name tag. You've probably never been in a place nice enough to use them.
Are you really the manager for this hotel? You have got some nerve talking to your customers this way, you know that? What's the matter with you?
Well, if you were a real customer, I would never ever take this sort of tone with you. But you're not a customer. You're just a dirty little squatter looking for handouts. I don't owe you any kind of special treatment.
Look, I don't care what kind of a person you are when you're not working, but the point is that I was someone who just walked into your hotel. Why wasn't I shown the same level of respect that anyone else was just walking into your hotel?
Do you think that we live by the customer as always right here? Our clientele is exclusively made up of rich and famous. It's not just anyone that can come in here and claim to be a customer. In fact, even to work here, you have to go through a grueling training process. And I manage all of these employees, which makes me the best of them. So don't go trying to claim the right to any kind of treatment that you're not even close to deserving. All you are is trash. Trash that deserve to be swept away in that wind and rain. If you want to go looking for handouts, there are plenty of other suckers that might fall for your tricks. But I know that I couldn't have you defiling my hotel, and that's why I kicked you out. In fact, I should call the police on you and have them arrest you for trespassing.
I really can't believe what you're telling me. Are you seriously the manager of this hotel? I find it very hard to believe that the hotel would give a job like that to someone like you.
Well, quite frankly, I don't give a damn about what some poor little peasant thinks about me. The matter of the fact is that the job is mine, and I can do whatever I want.
Hey, Ralph, are you there? I was just wondering if you had a minute to talk really quick.
Oh, hey, big bro. Yeah, I can talk right now. What's on your mind, Neil?
I actually just wanted to know about how your stay at the hotel is going.
Aren't you on vacation with your family right now? You know that you can take a break from checking in on everyone all the time. You never take a break from work, do you?
I know, but with all this stormy weather, I just couldn't help but worry. Thankfully, where we all are, there's not a lot of rain, and so we didn't get hit that hard. What about you?
Well, it was pretty windy and rainy here, but that's about it, thankfully. Nothing too crazy happened. Well, nothing too crazy with the weather, anyway. Checking in at the hotel was interesting.
Interesting? What do you mean by that? Did something happen?
Well, I was on my way to the hotel and I had to pull over and walk to the hotel because the rain was so bad. By the time I finally got there, I was completely soaking wet. And anyways, the manager saw me in that state and hit me in the face and threw me out.
Wait, one of the staff members there hit you in the face? Are you serious?
I was so shocked. I'd never had anything like that happen to me before. But I guess since I was so wet, this guy might have thought that I wasn't a customer and was just trying to get out of the rain. He called me a dirty, poor person and said that I wasn't welcome there and then hit me. I know I probably shouldn't have gone inside when I was so wet, but what other choice did I have when the weather was like that?
That's no excuse at all. You were just trying to get out of the rain for a little bit. Did you catch the name of the person who did that to you?
It was Tim something or other.
Tim. Huh.
I hope I'm not asking too much of you, but the whole experience was really upsetting, and I was wondering if I could ask you to handle it.
Are you sure you want it to be me?
I think that it would be better if you handled this. After all, you are the area manager for the hotel chain, right? Wouldn't this fall under your jurisdiction?
You're right. I'll get right on that.
Thanks a lot, and I'm so sorry to dump all this on you so suddenly.
You don't have anything to apologize for. This is the least I can do for all that you've done for me. Tim, just what the heck do you think you're doing over there, huh?
Neil, what's this all about? Is this to do with work? I thought you were on vacation with your family, right?
Why am I hearing that you hit someone in our hotel who was just trying to stay out of the rain? What were you thinking doing something like that?
Hold on a second. This is some kind of mistake. I did hit someone and throw them out of the hotel, but it was only because I was sure they were some kind of thief using the rain as an excuse to sneak in.
You thought you were hitting a thief?
That's right. He was using the storm outside as an excuse so that he could hang around our hotel, and when we let our guard down, he was going to rob us. I couldn't expose the other customers to that risk, so I had no choice but to get him out of the hotel.
And you thought that was a good reason to hit this man as well?
It was the only thing that I could think of to get him out of the hotel quickly. I couldn't just let him hang around forever. He forced me to do that to him. I wasn't just going to stand there and let this shabby person ruin the reputation of our luxury hotel. It would have harmed our business. I was only protecting the hotel, I swear. I don't understand why you're mad when I did this for the business.
So you not only admit to hitting this person, but you're also trying to justify it, huh? If I understand correctly, you don't have any intention of apologizing for what you've done, but nonetheless, I'll give you one more chance to admit your wrongdoing.
I'm sorry. I'm still really confused. What do I even have to apologize for? All I was doing was my job as the manager to make sure that the hotel was running smoothly. If anything, I don't understand why I should have to explain myself to you.
And just what is that supposed to mean?
I mean that you're supposed to be this area's manager, but you're totally useless. You weren't there and you don't know what happens. So who are you to tell me what to do? If I had your job, I would be doing it 1,000 times better than you are. In fact, I was in line to have your job until you swooped in out of nowhere and took it from me. Do you have any idea how long I've been stuck as a manager of this hotel? When I heard that you were taking my job, I did some looking into you and found out all about how you used to work for a conglomerate that owns this chain of hotels. You've been a manager for all kinds of business and even other hotel chains, right?
How did you find all that out? I was sure that I made it so what I did in the past would be hidden from anyone working under me.
There you go. This is just another reason why you're a terrible manager. You don't know what's going on at any of the other hotels, and yet you have the nerve to try and tell me how to do my job? I can't believe that. I have to work under the person who stole my promotion and can't even do his job right. You just get this job because of who you know, not your abilities. I have a much longer and more impressive resume than you. I should have your job. It isn't fair.
Okay, you seriously need to chill out. Don't you ever get sick of making excuses for yourself? You still have your job because I thought that you could handle the responsibilities that came with it. But I see now that I was wrong about that. I won't lie that I've had my eye on this job for a while now. And since I haven't been officially given the position, I decided to hide my past.
I knew it. I almost didn't believe it when I read that you were related to the CEO. But now I know it's true.
So you've even looked into my family, huh? Well, then I guess you really do know everything that I tried to hide. But either way, that still isn't an excuse for the assault that you carried out on a customer. And as your supervisor, I won't just ignore the fact that you did that. And your punishment is going to be appropriate for what you did. You can count on that.
Oh, I'm so scared. Please, what can you even do to me? You're going to punish me for chasing a non-guest off the property? Good luck getting management to go along with that.
You don't get to decide who is and isn't a customer the moment they walk through the door.
This just proves that you really have no idea what it's like inside the hotels. If I see some soaking, wet, poor person come in, I know right then and there that they don't belong. They don't have enough money for one night in one of our hotels, so why waste our time with them? That's why I called that man what he is, poor, and I threw him back out into the rain. I know all about how this business works, and I'm not going to be talked down to by someone who got where they are by who they know, and not what they can do. And besides, I already erased the security footage of what I did, so there's not even any proof.
I can't believe you would do something like that.
Well, there's nothing you can do about it now.
But you did all that to the CEO, the one who said you found out that I was related to. The person who you hit and threw out of the hotel was my little brother, and he also owns the conglomerate that owns our hotel. That's the person you called a poor thief. Oh man, you're so stupid.
You really expect me to believe that someone looking like that was the owner of the hotel? Why the heck would the owner be coming to the hotel in the middle of a storm anyways? Huh? I've never heard of the big boss ever making a trip to a place like this.
Well, he just happened to be in the area and wanted to check in on the state of the hotel himself. He knows how busy this time of year can be for us. So instead of making a phone call, he wanted to go out and do some of the work himself. Maybe you'd recognize him if he was wearing a suit. But he dressed up quite casually and didn't look like hotel staff or an owner. But that was the man that you kicked out into the storm. In fact, the area where the hotel is was slated for much worse weather, but the path changed around the time you kicked my brother out. Thanks to you, though, he could have been seriously hurt if the storm hadn't moved.
This is all just a lie. You're just trying to scare me right now, aren't you?
Why would I lie about this? Everything I've said has been the truth. My little brother's name is Ralph Erickson. I'm sure if you Google him, you'll recognize his face.
I don't know what to say right now.
I take it that you took my advice and looked up my brother?
I did. His face and name matched that of the CEO on our webpage. Except on our webpage, he's in a suit, and his hair looks much nicer. But his face was the same as the guy who I kicked out of the hotel. There's no way this is all just a coincidence either. But I don't get it. If he's your little brother, then why aren't you the owner of the hotel and stuff? You're just another worker like me.
That's right, but it's only because I didn't want to be in charge of everything. I was in line to take over everything, but it never sat right with me, and Ralph seemed much better suited to it. So we talked to my parents, and they agreed to let Ralph take over the company instead.
So then, you two are the sons of the old CEO?
I thought you looked into who my family was. But anyways, I guess now you understand why I tried so hard to hide who I was. Although I will admit that this area manager job was compensation for the CEO position that I turned down. So while my brother works at HQ and handles the bigger picture stuff, I prefer much more to manage closer to the ground.
But I still don't understand it. Our HQ is in New York. What was your brother doing all the way out here?
He actually just happened to be out here on a business trip for another company he runs when he heard about the storm. He messaged me and said that he was going to examine your hotel himself. But he got caught in the storm without an umbrella, and I guess his car must have broken down. So he had to get out and walk all the way to your hotel, and, well, you know the rest of the story, I assume.
Mr. Erickson, I would like to sincerely apologize for my behavior earlier. I had no idea that you were the owner of this establishment. You should have said something to me. Had you done so, I would have shown you to the penthouse suite right away.
Well, it seems like someone's attitude has gone through quite a shift. Although it's obvious that you're only acting this way because you found out that I'm the owner of your hotel. I must say though, your style of management is quite unorthodox.
I really do want to apologize again. I genuinely thought that you were some kind of stranger trying to sneak their way inside.
I see, and do you physically assault all people who come into the hotel if you think they might not be guests? Because this is the first time I've ever gone through something like this. In fact, I would say that you're guilty of assault and should be punished, don't you think?
Please don't punish me. I really am sorry. I really was just thinking about the good of the hotel and was only trying to protect its image.
I don't want to hear any of your excuses. I understand that my brother has already given you plenty of chances to make up for this, no? He was the one that I went to ask him to handle your case. As I'm sure you're aware, I don't directly oversee the hotels that I own. He even came to me asking me to move ahead with any kind of punishments for you. Although here you are messaging me and only giving me excuses for what you've done. Well, if you thought that was going to be enough to sway me, you're quite wrong, I'm afraid.
Please, it was just an honest mistake. You're not going to punish me for that, are you?
You really don't realize the seriousness of what you've done, do you? A manager of a hotel assaulted someone who walked through their doors just because he thought they looked poor. How could I entrust the management of one of my businesses to someone who acts so rashly and carelessly? I'm sorry, but I've made up my mind and I will have to punish you for this. I can't allow this to happen for a second time. You should have thought about the possible consequences of your actions before you did what you did to me. But thanks to you, I've learned that I have to be much more careful about who my company hires as managers.
No, please don't do this to me. I really am sorry. You have to forgive me. Neil, are you there? Please, you have to get me in touch with your brother. He stopped responding to my messages. I have a really bad feeling that I'm going to be in a lot of trouble. Please, you have to help me.
Hello, Tim. I was wondering if you would stop bothering my brother with all your messages. He's very busy having to step in and take over the management of the hotel for you, and he doesn't have time to deal with your griping.
Mr. Erickson, thank goodness it's you. Please, you have to forgive me. I'm so sorry for everything. But I won't be able to make a living at this rate. I promise to never do anything like I did again. If you just please forgive me.
Well, if you're really serious, I guess I could stop your work suspension.
You mean it? You do that for me?
I will, but you're just gonna get arrested anyway.
What do you mean by that?
What do you think I mean? Did you really think that you were gonna get away with what you did to me? You said that you'll never do anything like you did to me again, but I don't think that you've really done enough thinking about your actions. I mean, you've said some horrible things, you were violent, and now it's clear that you were just worried about saving your own skin. I really don't think that you're a good fit with the company that I'm trying to foster. That's why I felt like I had no choice but to go to the police and report what you did to me. I asked them to check the security footage for proof of it.
You asked them to look at the security footage? But I already told you I erased all of it.
Oh, that's right. Well then, I guess it's a good thing that a few months ago I arranged to have a security footage from all the companies sent to a storage facility. I suppose that I can just invite the police over to headquarters to see that footage then. I won't have any trouble being given access to it since I am in charge after all. Also, do you happen to know just how many cameras there are operating in your hotel?
I think there are like 15. I know a few of them are dummies, and I'm not sure which are the real ones.
Well, that guess was pretty close. Before I changed the system, now they've all been made real and I've increased the number in use. Although for some reason the video data coming into my backup hard drives doesn't quite match how many cameras there actually should be. I was really confused until I checked on some of the footage that we did have, and happened to catch you taking down the ones that should have been newly put up. I'm assuming that you're selling them online or something, thinking that HQ would pay for everything, but you did it right in front of a live camera.
But I thought that one was a dummy.
Well, they were all real by the time, so you thought to try and steal them. So not only did you assault me, but you also stole from me.
Okay, I'm really sorry for everything. I'll even return money. Just please don't bring the cops into this.
It's way too late to apologize for all that now. After that, Tim was arrested and charged with assault and theft. He was fired and left with barely a penny to his name by the time all was said and done. I have no idea where he is now or what he's doing. As for my brother, the company ended up finding out who he really was. But the staff had been so pleased with his job as manager that nobody really minded at all. As for me, I had to let my wounds recover and didn't show my face in public for a while. Tim really did have a strong right hook, plus I figured that it was better not to make myself too known in the midst of all. After that, I took it upon myself to hire a new manager from the hotel that Tim was fired from. It turns out that in the interim time that my brother had taken over for Tim during his suspension, he had become extremely popular among the staff and came to grow fond of them himself. When he heard that I was doing interviews for the job, he put his hat in. I asked if he was sure, and he responded that if possible, he'd like to remain the regional manager and directly manage that hotel, as well since he had grown so fond of it since starting there.